This is not the type of book I would normally read, but I'm so glad I did. I just finished The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't have the physical copy because I read it on Libby, but the cover looks like this. I had heard of the book before. I had seen it on the shelves at like my local bookstore, and I knew that it was popular, but I kind of just assumed it was some like mass-produced, nothing special romance book. I don't know why I thought that, but I guess just because of the prevalence of it, and given the popularity of that genre right now, I just chalked it up to that. However, my wife read it recently. She listened to the audiobook in one sitting, which at that point I knew it had to be good. I was sitting in the living room, like reading my book, and I could hear her from the other room, like screaming at certain points in the book, and yeah, I I had to know what was going on. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo isn't even something she would read normally. Like, I think both of us are really into fantasy and sci-fi and stuff that's a little bit more off the beaten path. So anyway, I decided to pick it up. It was available on Libby, and I flew through it really quickly because, yeah, it's really, really good. It's one of the best things I've read this year. The basic story is that Evelyn Hugo is a Audrey Hepburn style movie star who is in her, I think, early 80s or late 70s, and she contacts this young journalist and decides to tell her her life story so that it can be published in a book. We don't know why Evelyn Hugo has picked this no-name journalist to take up this task, and as Evelyn Hugo unravels her life story to this journalist, you get a portrait of a human being who is incredibly complex and makes a lot of really difficult choices that I don't think most people would ever have to make or would make. I think the most fun part about the book is that it's set in like old Hollywood, and you see the course of film history sort of evolve over the course of the book. And as the title suggests, you get to know all of Evelyn Hugo's different marriages, but it's not what it seems. Anyway, I don't want to say much more than that. I think you should pick it up. This is not a new book. I think it came out in like 2017 or something like that. But yeah, I was floored. I loved this book. Sometimes when things are popular, it's really easy to dismiss them, and that's what I was doing with this book before I picked it up. And yeah, it goes to show you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. It's an old adage, but it's correct.